Is hell a human barbecue that God has prepared for sinners? Sisters and brothers, God is love. We, the Christians, must read the gospel carefully and with spiritual enlightenment to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven and learn from it, not from the legacies we inherited from the Old Testament. We read in the New Testament, the Gospel of John, chapter 3, verse 16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shouldn't perish." So God the Father has sent his Son Jesus Christ to reveal to the whole world his love and his real image. In the Gospel of Matthew chapter 5, Christ himself says, "You have heard it was said to those of old, 'You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. And pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you." Jesus has brought changes to all the old commandments and ancient legacies with all their violence and hostility. They were appropriate for the times of darkness in the past, but didn't correspond to the new covenant of grace and the light of the gospel of love proclaimed to us by God through his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. In the gospel, Christ used the language, expressions, and sayings that people circulated in his time and his Jewish community, such as the phrase, "hell of fire." But when we read the gospel, we do not find that the fire he's talking about means the burning fire used in the barbecue, as the ancient people told us and inherited us. Jesus took this rolling expression to describe the state of human misery, described by the old people as fire. He never said that God, the Heavenly Father, would throw people into this fire of barbecue, as we inherited from the ancient people. In the old, people considered natural disasters were acts of revenge and punishment from God to human beings. One of the legacies we inherited to tarnish God's image is the flood incident in Noah's days. They told us that God had decided to destroy all creatures on earth as he considered them sinners. The truth is, God is love. He told Noah about the coming of a natural disaster, the flood, and advised him to make an ark and call on all people to enter for their safety. But they didn't hear Noah's warning and considered him an idiot. God is a God of salvation and protection, not destructive to humanity and avenge from it as the ancient people portrayed him. We must understand the natural disasters in their natural context, such as river floods and severe sea storms that have occurred in history and continue to occur. Thus, we understand that what happened to Noah, his family, and his animals was the inspiration of God's love for him for salvation, without attributing to God the violent and vengeful images depicted by the ancients. Unfortunately, Christian preachers have also been influenced by this inherited idea. Dear sisters and brothers, we must read the Old Testament with the eyes of the New Testament in order to see spiritually the message in the old story. We see in the New Testament, on the contrary, that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son in order that nobody perish but have everlasting life. Dear sisters and brothers, God is love. He's not contradictory to himself. He cannot be the loving God and also the avenger. He cannot be the God of life and the God of destruction. He cannot be a forgiver and a punisher at the same time. We, the Christians, must hold fast to the truths revealed to us in the New Testament. If you would like to receive this series of teachings of the Gospel of Christ in the New Testament, please send us a message on our website, christianunity-mission.org/contact.